And all the work that Shelomoh had done for the house of Yahweh was completed, and Shelomoh brought in the set-apart items of his father David, the silver and the gold and all the utensils, and he put them in the treasuries of the house of Elohim. And Shelomoh assembled the elders of Yisrael and all the heads of the tribes, the chief fathers of the children of Yisrael, in Jerusalem, to bring up the ark of the covenant of Yahweh from the city of David, which is Zion. And all the men of Yisrael assembled to the sovereign at the festival, which was in the 7th new moon. And all the elders of Yisrael came, and the Levites took up the ark, and they brought up the ark, the tent of appointment, and all the set-apart utensils that were in the tent. The Levite priests brought them up, and sovereign Shelomoh and all the congregation of Yisrael who were assembled to him before the ark were slaughtering so many sheep and cattle that could not be counted or numbered. And the priests brought in the ark of the covenant of Yahweh to its place, into the speaking place of the house, to the most set-apart place, under the wings of the cherubim. For the cherubim spread their wings over the place of the ark, and the cherubim covered over the ark and its poles. And the poles were so long that the ends of the poles of the ark were seen from the set-apart place in front of the speaking place, but they were not seen from outside, and they are there to this day. There was naught in the ark but the 2 tablets which Moshe put there at Horeb when Yahweh made a covenant with the children of Yisrael when they came out of Mitzrayim. And it came to be when the priests came out of the most set-apart place, for all the priests who were present had set themselves apart, there was none to watch by division. And the Levite singers, all those of Asaph and Heman and Jeduthun, with their sons and their brothers, stood at the east end of the slaughter place, dressed in white linen, having cymbals and harps and lyres, and with them 120 priests sounding with trumpets. Then it came to be, as the trumpeters and singers were as one, to make one sound to be heard in praising and thanking Yahweh. And when they lifted up their voice with the trumpets and with cymbals and with instruments of song, and giving praise to Yahweh, for he is good, for his kindness is everlasting, that the house of Yahweh was filled with a cloud, and the priests were unable to stand and perform the service because of the cloud, for the esteem of Yahweh filled the house of Elohim. Then Shelomoh said, Yahweh has said he would dwell in the dark cloud, but I have built you an exalted house, and a place for you to dwell in forever. And the sovereign turned around and blessed all the assembly of Yisrael, while all the assembly of Yisrael stood. And he said, Blessed be Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael, who has filled with his hands what he spoke with his mouth to my father David, saying, From the day that I brought my people out of the land of Mitzrayim, I have chosen no city from any tribe of Yisrael in which to build a house for my name to be there, nor did I choose any man to be a leader over my people Yisrael. But I have chosen Jerusalem for my name to be there, and I have chosen David to be over my people Yisrael. And it was in the heart of my father David to build a house for the name of Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael. But Yahweh said to my father David, Because it was in your heart to build a house for my name, you did well in that it was in your heart. But you do not build the house, for your son who comes forth from your loins, he does build the house for my name. Now Yahweh has established his word which he spoke, and I have been raised up instead of my father David, and I sit on the throne of Yisrael as Yahweh promised, and I have built the house for the name of Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael. And there I have placed the ark, in which is the covenant of Yahweh, which he made with the children of Yisrael. And he stood before the slaughter place of Yahweh in front of all the assembly of Yisrael, and spread out his hands. For Shelomoh had made a bronze platform 5 cubits long and 5 cubits broad and 3 cubits high, and had put it in the midst of the court. And he stood on it, and knelt down on his knees before all the assembly of Yisrael, and spread out his hands toward the heavens, and said, Yahweh Elohim of Yisrael, there is no Elohim in the heavens or on earth like you, guarding the covenant and kindness with your servants who walk before you with all their heart. who has guarded what you promised your servant David, my father. Indeed, you have both spoken with your mouth and have filled it with your hand, as it is this day. And now, Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, guard what you promised your servant David, my father, saying, there is not to cease a man of yours before me sitting on the throne of Israel, only if your sons guard their way to walk in my Torah as you have walked before me. And now, O Yahweh, Elohim of Israel, let your word come true which you have spoken to your servant David. For it is true, Elohim dwells with men on the earth. See, the heavens and the heavens of the heavens are unable to contain you. How much less this house which I have built? Yet, shall you turn to the prayer of your servant and his supplication, O Yahweh, my Elohim, to listen to the cry and to the prayer which your servant is praying before you? For your eyes to be open toward this house day and night, towards the place you have said to put your name there, to listen to the prayer which your servant prays toward this place. And shall you give heed to the supplications of your servant and of your people Yisrael when they pray toward this place, and hear from your dwelling place in the heavens, and shall hear and forgive? If anyone sins against his neighbor, and he has lifted up an oath on him to cause him to swear, and comes and swears before your slaughter place in this house, then hear in the heavens and act and rightly rule your servants, repaying the wrong by bringing his way on his own head, and declare right the righteous by giving him according to his righteousness. And if your people Yisrael are smitten before an enemy because they have sinned against you, and they shall turn back and confess your name and pray and make supplication before you in this house, then hear in the heavens and forgive the sin of your people Yisrael, and bring them back to the land which you gave them and their fathers. When the heavens are shut up and there is no rain because they have sinned against you, and they shall pray toward this place and confess your name and turn from their sin because you afflict them, then hear in the heavens and forgive the sin of your servants, your people Yisrael, for you teach them the good way in which they should walk, and shall send rain on your land which you have given to your people as an inheritance. When there is scarcity of food in the land, when there is pestilence or blight or mildew, locusts or grasshoppers, when their enemies distress them in the land of their cities, any plague or any sickness, whatever prayer, whatever supplication is made by anyone or by all your people Yisrael, when each one knows his own plague and his own grief and spreads out his hands to this house, then hear from the heavens your dwelling place, and forgive and give to everyone according to all his ways, whose heart you know. For you alone know the hearts of the sons of men, so that they fear you to walk in your ways as long as they live in the land which you gave to our fathers. Also, concerning a foreigner who is not of your people Yisrael, but who comes from a far land, for the sake of your great name and your strong hand and your outstretched arm, when they come and pray in this house, then hear from the heavens your dwelling place, and do according to all which the foreigner calls you to for, so that all the people of the earth know your name and fear you, as do your people Yisrael, and to know that this house which I have built is called by your name. When your people go out to battle against their enemies in the way that you send them, and they shall pray to you toward the city which you have chosen, and toward the house which I have built for your name, then shall you hear from the heavens their prayer and supplication, and maintain their cause? When they sin against you, for there is no one who does not sin, and you become enraged with them and give them to the enemy, and they take them captive to a land far or near, and they shall turn back unto their heart in the land where they have been taken captive, and shall turn and make supplication to you in the land of their captivity, saying, we have sinned, we have acted wickedly and have done wrong. And when they return to you with all their heart and with all their being in the land of their captivity, where they have been taken captive, and they shall pray toward their land which you gave to their fathers, and the city which you have chosen, and toward the house which I have built for your name, then shall you hear from the heavens your dwelling place their prayer and their supplications, and maintain their cause, and forgive your people who have sinned against you? Now, my Elohim, I pray, let your eyes be open and let your ears be attentive to the prayer of this place. And now arise, O Yahweh Elohim, to your resting place, you and the ark of your strength. let your priests, O Yahweh Elohim, be robed with deliverance, and let your kind ones rejoice in goodness. O Yahweh Elohim, do not turn away the face of your anointed. Remember the kindness of your servant David. And when Shelomoh had ended praying, fire came down from the heavens and consumed the ascending offering and the slaughterings, and the esteem of Yahweh filled the house. And the priests were unable to enter the house of Yahweh, because the esteem of Yahweh had filled the house of Yahweh. And all the children of Israel saw how the fire came down and the esteem of Yahweh on the house, and they bowed their faces to the ground on the pavement and did obeisance and gave thanks to Yahweh, saying, for he is good, for his kindness is everlasting. And the sovereign and all the people slaughtered slaughterings before Yahweh. And sovereign Shelomoh slaughtered a slaughtering of 22,000 bulls and 120,000 sheep. Thus the sovereign and all the people dedicated the house of Elohim. And the priests were standing over their duties, and the Levites with instruments of song to Yahweh, which sovereign David had made to give thanks to Yahweh, saying, for his kindness is everlasting, whenever David praised by their hand. And the priests were blowing trumpets before them, and all Yisrael were standing. And Shelomoh set apart the middle of the courtyard that was in front of the house of Yahweh, for there he made ascending offerings and the fat of the peace offerings, because the bronze slaughter place which Shelomoh had made was not able to contain the ascending offerings and the grain offerings and the fat. And Shelomoh at that time observed the festival 7 days, and all Yisrael with him, a very great assembly, from the entrance of Hamath to the Wadi of Mitzrayim. And on the 8th day they held an assembly, for they performed the dedication of the slaughter place 7 days, and the festival 7 days. And on the 23rd day of the 7th new moon, he sent the people away to their tents, rejoicing and glad of heart for the goodness that Yahweh had done for David and for Shelomoh and for his people Yisrael. Thus Shelomoh finished the house of Yahweh and the sovereign's house, and all that came into the heart of Shelomoh to do in the house of Yahweh and in his own house, he prosperously executed. And Yahweh appeared to Shelomoh by night and said to him, I have heard your prayer and have chosen this place for myself as a house of slaughtering. If I shut up the heavens and there is no rain, or if I command the locusts to devour the land, or if I send pestilence among my people, and my people upon whom my name is called shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their evil ways, then I shall hear from the heavens and forgive their sin and heal their land. Now my eyes are open and my ears attentive to the prayer of this place. And now I have chosen and set this house apart for my name to be there forever. And my eyes and my heart shall always be there. And you, if you walk before me as your father David walked, and do according to all that I have commanded you, and if you guard my laws and my right rulings, then I shall establish the throne of your reign as I covenanted with David your father, saying, there is not to cease a man of yours as ruler in Yisrael. But if you turn away and forsake my laws and my commands, which I have set before you, and shall go and serve other mighty ones and bow yourself to them, then I shall pluck them from my land which I have given them, and this house which I have set apart for my name, and I shall cast out of my sight and make it to be a proverb and a mockery among all peoples. In this house which has been exalted, everyone who passes by it shall be astonished and say, why has Yahweh done thus to this land and this house? Then they shall say, because they forsook Yahweh Elohim of their fathers, who brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, and embraced other mighty ones, and bowed themselves to them and served them. Therefore he has brought all this evil on them.